We have a couple more still in the lobby. All right, we want to welcome you, and so you want an innovative partnership grant IPG program. If you don't mind, please put your name, your PSU, and your role in the chat. To introduce myself, I'm James Popp. I'm the Piedmont Triad Southwest Northwest Western Regions Program Administrator for School Improvement.
Good morning. My name is Tanisha Madry. I'm the North Central, Sand Hills, Northeast, and Southeast Program Administrator for School Improvement. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Pauletta Thompson. I provide statewide support for consolidated programs in the Office of Federal Programs. Welcome.
With us, we also have our director, Dr. Latricia Townsend, and our assistant director, Tina Letchworth.
Good morning, everyone.
As we begin, we want to again ask you to please put your name, your PSU, be it a district, charter, lab school, and your role within that PSU in the chat. Today, we're going to walk through the different hallmarks and pillars of the IPG, which is also known as Innovative Partnership Grant. So you will hear the acronym IPG throughout the webinar. We'll also talk about the IPG commitments as well as the next steps for the competition. We will have this recording and this presentation available on our website, the School Improvement website, through North Carolina Department of Public Instruction by December 15, 2022. We will have an opportunity for questions at the end of the webinar. So we do ask if you have any questions, please stay with us, and at the end, ask questions. You can also place questions in the chat as we go so that when we get to the Q&A, we can open up the chat and utilize that to provide you some service. IPG Cohort 3, anticipated competition overview. We have, in the state of North Carolina, we do receive Title I from Department of Education. When we receive that, we take 7% off the top for school improvement. Some of this comes in a formula base, which is PRC 105. And right now, some of these will come in the competitive, which is the IPG, the Innovative Partnership Grant, which is currently PRC 115. Pending North Carolina State Board of Education approval, the IPG Cohort 3 funding will be used as a rigorous intervention model for Tier 2 level comprehensive support and improvement schools. So CSI stands for Comprehensive Support and Improvement. You will hear that throughout the webinar as well. This is going to be focused on those Tier 2 CSI schools, those schools that did not exit CSI status. We are putting a focus on one PSU per eligible State Board of Education region, pending the submission of applications. There will possibly be additional schools that may be recommended for the award based on the total application score and ranking within regional consideration. At this time, we are looking at up to 10 innovative partnership grants to be awarded, which means some regions may have more than one awarded to that region. Anticipated funding, NCDPI, we are projecting between $250,000 and $500,000 base, and then we'll look at the average daily membership of each school. Upon State Board of Education approval, potential grantees will be awarded funds beginning July 1, 2023. It will be available for a 3-year period, concluding September 30, 2026. All unspent funds remaining at the end of the funding period will revert to the state.
Next, we'll talk about the hallmarks of the Innovative Partnership Grant Program. So currently, we have 35 schools that currently receive the IPG grant. In our Cohort 1, we have 22 awarded schools awarded as of fall 2019. And in our Cohort 2, we have 13 schools that were awarded fall of 2020. Some of the key successes across our IPG schools is that we have had, or that they have had, increased staff attendance, increased staff retention, significant decreases in their ODR data, and 15 schools that currently exited CSI status. Some of the pillars of the Innovative Partnership Grant is as follows. One, you must employ a 12-month Innovative Partnership school coach to assist the school leadership with the implementation of the evidence-based school improvement strategies within your IPG grant. Pillar number two, you must partner with an external collaborative partner to fully and effectively implement evidence-based school improvement strategies within your grant. And pillar number three, you will receive targeted supports from our department here at DPI. Some of the NCDPI supports are as follows. Our department provides 2 annual school site visits per year. We also offer 2 statewide convenings per year. We review your school improvement plans in addition to providing additional support with our annual targeted school quality reviews, also known as TSQRs. And additionally, our schools are required to track data and provide sustainability mapping with the school improvement initiatives that they have currently in place with their IPG. To give a little more detail about the data tracking and reporting, we ask that our IPG schools develop some annual goals towards student achievement. Those goals will be in some non-cognitive areas, looking at your ODR data, in addition to some goals with performance data as well. We provide data tracking in a 20-day increment, so it's off of the calendar year, but or off the calendar month, but in a 20-day cycle that happens each month. We also include braiding of fund sources to ensure the alignment between resources and school improvement strategies that have been implemented at the school level. PSU and school commitments. Commitment 1, the principal must commit to the CSI school through the duration of full implementation phase, meaning that they must remain employed at the school during implementation year 1 and implementation year 2. Commitment number 2, you must commit to collecting and reporting your data frequently as prescribed by DPI. Commitment number 3, you must implement the IPG program as detailed in the awarded application. Commitment number 4, you must attend all on-site school visits and statewide convenings provided through the Innovative Partnership Grant. And last but not least, our last commitment is that all awarded schools must use the NC STAR platform for school improvement planning.
All right, so next steps. What are the next steps to go about applying for the IPG Cohort 3 grant? As a reminder, the proposed Cohort 3 grant competition will be presented to the State Board of Education in February. So pending approval, the request for proposals and the grant application guidance will be made available on the school improvement webpage. The window for the application will open on February the 8th at 8 a.m. The application will be submitted in the CCIP system. The deadline to submit that application is April the 12th at noon. There will be a series of webinars and support sessions throughout the application window. The first will occur on February the 8th at 2 p.m. There is a link to register that will be shared, and you will have access to this presentation by December the 15th, so you can click here to register as well. The first step to apply for the grant competition is to submit the intent to apply. This will help us to determine the number of potential applications that we will receive so that we can plan for reviewers accordingly. So you'll complete the intent to apply by clicking the link again when you have access to the presentation. We'll also be sure to put this link in the chat for you before we conclude today. The intent to apply is due by Tuesday, January 31st at 1 p.m. And again, the submission of this intent to apply does not obligate your PSU to apply, but again, the notice just helps us to plan for the potential number of applicants.
Inside the chat, we did see one question. Can we get a copy of these slides? Absolutely, yes. The slides and recording will be made available on the NCDPI School Improvement webpage by December 15. Also, we are working on putting the link to the intent to apply inside the chat. So please, before you leave, please click on that. Can districts with IPG schools apply for additional schools? At this time, the way it is set up for CSI Tier 2 schools, and we are approaching it with school districts that do not currently have IPG funded programs. The intent to apply link is inside the chat at this time. So again, if you do choose to have the intent to apply, please click on that link before leaving today. Will a Tier 2 CSI school that is currently receiving an IPG award that ends this year be eligible to apply? No, at this time, the schools that are eligible to apply will be Tier 2 CSI schools who are not currently receiving an IPG fund or grant. Can you detail what a partnership looks like? Absolutely. There will be, for those schools who are joining IPG, we will have onboarding where we will discuss partnerships. A big part of having a partner is making sure that they are research-based and that they can show and share effective ways of helping you move your data. We do have several external partners within the state that currently work with many of our IPG schools. We do not have a list of partners that are required, much like what we did with Cohort 1A, where there was a list, there is not a list at this time. What we will also do is, as some of these questions come in, we will ensure that there is a Q&A response on the school webpage for you as well.
And James, I was going to answer one question that came in while you were speaking from Dr. Daniels. And yes, you are correct, Dr. Daniels. If your school has been removed, if your school has exited CSI status, as of this year, your school would not be eligible to apply for IPG Cohort 3.
A question came in, will the application be in CCIP or paper? We are very excited to share with you today that it will be in CCIP. And so, yes, it will not be on paper. It will be in the CCIP application format.
These have been some great questions.
Any additional questions at this time? Again, if you do have questions, please feel free to reach out to us. If you're on the western side of the state, please feel free to reach out to me, James Pop. And if you're on the eastern side of the state, please reach out to Tanisha Madry. And I believe we can end recording. Yes, there are past school applications if they are actually online. So you can even go to Google and type in Innovative Partnership Grant, NCDPI, and you'll see some of the samples pop up. And it's also on our school improvement webpage through NCDPI. Hit the tab for IPG. Great question. Thank you again. Please, the link is inside for the intent to apply inside the chat. So please feel free to go inside the chat at this time, and we'll stick around for a moment if there's any additional questions. But if not, thank you all so much for coming.
Mr. Pop, I do have a question. I think that I'm probably on this webinar and don't need to be. We received our first CSI school this year. So we are not eligible for this IPG grant, correct? Because you're saying tier two.
At this time, that is correct. Yes.
Okay,
So
that's what
this
I
is,
thought. Just
yes,
wanted
ma'am.
just to make sure. Okay,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I did have a question just for clarification as well. This is Dr. James. Hope your day is going well.
You as well.
I'm representing Zika Charter School, and I was wondering, they're not part of a district, but they should still be eligible for this if they are in continuous improvement status, right?
That is
Yeah,
correct.
that is correct.
Okay. All right.
As a tier, you are Zika is currently tier 2 LP,
Yeah.
and they do not currently have an IPG, so they would be eligible to apply.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.